got one clock.
Behind me with an SMG.
Back up.
The blue van at the
Yo,
van.
statue.
Nate shot is there. Nate shot is there.
Return.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm lightheaded.
Kenny coming through with what might be the play of the game. What? Holding a different angle. You just witnessed one of the best hardpoint maps in Call of Duty competitive history. Let's go!
All right.
Or were you just spiking audio to fucking...
Just so I can know where the start is. So, how's it going, Trent?
Oh, pretty good, thanks. You?
I'm doing pretty good. This is episode 5, right?
Episode, yes.
Yeah, I think it's episode 5.
Legit episode 5.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not episode 4.5.
We almost have a week worth of podcasts. Like to have one for every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. It's crazy, dude.
We do this weekly, man.
We do it weekly, yeah. But like, it's crazy that we're already at 5.
So a lovely Sunday afternoon.
Well, it's Monday now because it's a long weekend.
Oh, fuck.
What?
I forgot what day.
Yeah. Oh, you forgot what day it was. Okay.
All right. Well, it's a lovely Monday afternoon.
Yeah, lovely Monday afternoon, Labor Day.
You can tell it's been a long weekend because I think it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, it's like special Sunday, you know?
Yeah. Second Sunday.
Second Sunday.
Sunday 0.5.
So, what have you been up to this past week?
Just been playing games, bro. Just been playing games.
Yeah, you're playing a little bit of Division 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've been grinding out Destiny, trying to...
That's why I've been playing Division 2.
Yeah.
So you're playing D2, I'm playing Div 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would love to play COD, and I mean, like, I had a great time with the alpha, and I'm definitely looking forward to the beta that's coming out in 10 days.
Yes.
But, yeah, I don't know. I just... a part of me doesn't want to, like... Overkill it, and also don't re-expose myself to Black Ops 4 because, like, despite what my montage video that I'm making looks like, there was a lot of hiccups there where I was making moves that would have probably worked okay in Black Ops 4 but not in Modern Warfare.
Gotcha.
Like jumping and stuff, so I want to get out of that habit.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now,
you get out of that habit when we grind the game at the beginning.
Yeah, and I really just wanted to, like, take this opportunity to grind out some other games.
No, power to you, bro. I'm not fucking talking shit. I'm just saying.
Well,
probably the only reason I'm playing Division 2 is because you're playing Destiny 2.
Yeah. And a lot of things haven't been too much fun with that one either, so.
What, Destiny?
Yeah. Well, Destiny Crucible, I've talked about it over and over again. Destiny Crucible is like a circus. It's just a giant freak show.
Yeah, it would piss me off.
But when you at least play with others, it does help because you can at least coordinate kills, which you kind of have to rely. If you are jumping in random, you need some bit of coordination because it's just wild.
Or you just, like, people have to have, like, some understanding of what to do.
Well, no, I agree with you there because, like, I've gone from like a 3 to a 7 out of 10 in terms of player on Destiny Crucible, just from watching videos. Like, there's this guy who's part of 100 Thieves named Giggs or Sigs. I think it's CIGZ, and he plays pretty much exclusively Crucible. And he's a Warlock class. I use Warlock class. And he dominates. And you go, okay, well, why is he dominating? And he's like, pretty much because how the way Destiny is, you have to use the loadouts that best fit the game. And so there's like certain classes that you have to pick, certain perks that you should pick within those classes, and even certain weapons that you should pick in order to perform the best in Crucible.
Yep.
So
100%.
Yeah, because
when I was playing, if you didn't have the Meta multi-tool, you were fucked.
Yeah. And like, it's still useful now, but like a lot of people now, like right now, I think the big gun is called the Recluse. It's like a submachine gun that you get. It's a pinnacle weapon. I don't know, it's pinnacle. I think it's just the best way to describe it would be like a legendary exotic. Sorry, Charlie's just fooling around with his toy in the background.
Fooling around, that's what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Dude, now he's licking his own stuff.
Leave him alone. Why are you watching him? Leave him alone, man.
You're the one that put a collar on him, so when he humps shit, it's like fucking ding, 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 ding.
I have the collar on him so I know where he is.
Oh. Unbelievable.
Hey, man, leave him alone, man.
Okay.
It's like it's second Sunday, man. He's trying to relax, have a good time. Oh, God. But, yeah, so you basically, in Destiny, unlike Call of Duty, where I feel like, yeah, Call of Duty typically has weapons that are preferred, but I feel like there's still a little bit...
We like to call them OP.
OP.
Yes.
But, like, there's still, like, that need to be skilled at the game. Whereas I believe in Destiny 2, at least in my opinion, just from how far I've advanced with just simple perk modification, that in order for you to compete with everybody else, you need to be using the shit that gives you the most advantage. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it's skill-based.
Yeah.
But, like...
I think the biggest problem with trying to do that with Destiny is that getting those guns are either luck based or sometimes you have to do like something stupid hard. I mean, I haven't played recently, so like when I was playing, it was all luck based. You had to get it out of an engram that you found on the ground.
Well, with the example of the Recluse, I at least appreciate that it's a mission that you collect from the Crucible leader.
Okay.
And then if you complete the activities, which I believe what it is you have to like get X amount of kills and reach a certain rank on Crucible competitive. And from what I understand, it's called Fabled, and it's like in the middle in terms of all the ranks. So it's like right up to the point where you need to be competing in a full squad of 4.
Okay.
In order to get to that rank. So like, yeah, I can understand you getting a weapon that powerful from doing something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, very much a lot of the weapons are all random based or...
Yeah, so like, you know, I grinded Destiny 2 at the beginning. And I was just waiting to get the Meta multi-tool. Like, waiting.
Yeah.
And then I'd play Crucible and like, I would do very well against everybody who didn't have it.
Yeah.
And then I'd run into the one dude in the lobby, some fucking reason has it.
Well, I was one of those people who didn't get the yellow horn, the rocket launcher, pretty much until D1 was ending.
Because I don't know what that is.
It's like it was a rocket launcher that was like heat seeking, and also had what they call wolf rounds or something like that, where it would hit, it would impact, explode, generate 3 smaller explosions,
And then they would impact again.
and impact again.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be OP.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah. So yeah, otherwise, to move on from like Destiny and stuff, there was surprisingly a lot of news this past week.
Yeah.
On Call of Duty.
Yeah, we learned some shit. Some good, some bad.
So, I think in terms of how the week started, I think we have to first talk about...
I think the first thing that happened was Nadeshot actually announcing that 100 Thieves will not be buying in to the CDL.
Yeah. So, Nadeshot from 100 Thieves released a video on YouTube of him basically explaining that 100 Thieves will not be participating in competitive Call of Duty this upcoming year just because it costs too much to get in, which we talked about before.
20 million on the low end.
Yeah, 20 million on the low end. Some have rumored to have paid up to 40.
Yeah.
There's probably even more if people are betting on cities. So they're just saying because they're so young and their company just can't afford a spot.
No, he was saying that they'd have to, if they pulled their resources and did everything that they probably could get it done, and it would probably be successful.
But it would come at such a huge risk.
But it would it would put everything else in jeopardy.
Yeah.
With when it comes to the whole brand of 100 Thieves and every other part that they're, invested in a part of.
Yeah,
it didn't make sense.
And he basically said what I mentioned too, is that like they also invested so heavily into their branding, and it seems like they want to focus on their branding because like they have this clothing line that's so unique in comparison to other orgs. So I could totally understand them not wanting to like have to change to LA Bombers or whatever.
Yeah. Which is a thing I think I actually like competed against you with, because I thought they wouldn't care. I believe, if I recall correctly. I think I went against you on that one a little bit and said that it wouldn't matter to them as much.
I think we said that because like for the Overwatch League, the name of the team is changed, but when you see all the competitors in the seats, they're all still wearing their orgs branding.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what we were talking about too. Is like, yeah, you could be the LA whatever.
You're still going to be running the red, white, and black that 100 Thieves.
Yeah, when you're in the chairs, when you're in the seats competing, you're going to be wearing 100 Thieves jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, that would still be fine. But I think from what I understand with this video, I think a lot of it did have to do more with the money. And like the branding is like a good, I won't say an excuse, but a good reason to defend it. But
I think he was just putting that stuff in as more filler. I do think the main reason why 100 Thieves is not going to be included in the CDL is because of financials, because of the heavy buy-in fee that it would cost. Because I mean, 20 million, it's a lot of money, and we haven't, like, you know, I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty and Call of Duty esports.
20 million to buy in to a spot that's city based, because he also said that too. He's like, 100 Thieves is not city based. 100 Thieves is worldwide. We want it to be worldwide. We don't want it to be an LA thing. We don't want it to be exclusive to one city.
Yeah, but like the viewership for Call of Duty and like the growth or whatever, like, if you look at the analytics of how much money Call of Duty esports can generate you, I don't know that because I'm not running an org or anything, but I can't see how you would justify spending 20 million to buy in. The numbers just aren't there. Like, the viewership for Call of Duty isn't anything crazy.
Yeah, it also sounds like such an arbitrary number. Like, is that how much they made the Overwatch people pay, and that's why
I think it was a big... I want to say... I watched a video a couple years back when Optic was trying to buy in to the LCS.
Yeah.
The League of Legends. And I think spots back then for the LCS, Hector was supposed to pay like 7 million or some shit like that. That number could be wrong. For League of Legends, which is the biggest esports?
Probably the biggest esports right now.
Or whatever game?
It's pretty much usually the number one game on Twitch.
Yeah. And those spots weren't even like, I'm pretty sure it was under 10 million.
Yeah.
For a spot in that. And it's the biggest game, most watched, most globally played. And I mean, Call of Duty is a large esport, but a $20 million buy-in is absurd.
Well, yeah.
It should have been like $1 or $2 million to buy in.
Assuming that they're going to have a minimum of 8 teams, they're basically saying that their league is worth like $160 million.
Yeah.
Where do they justify that?
I have no idea. I have no idea where they got the analytics to come up with that number on a buy-in.
To think about it now, just because of all this news that's coming out, like where is esports making their money? Because
sponsors.
It has to be just sponsors, because everything is free on Twitch. If you don't watch it on Twitch, you can re-watch the matches on YouTube. So maybe they're getting monetization there.
Yeah, they'll probably monetize every platform they're on, but the bulk of their money is going to come off of sponsors advertising in their space, whatever it is.
Yeah, so then sponsors, their buy-in is based on how many viewers they're getting.
How many eyeballs are seeing them.
And brand. Like you were saying before, you were watching some esports video where they thought they were getting 200,000. They thought their max was 200,000, but it was kind of more like 120.
No, they thought the peak viewership at COD Champs this past few weekends ago was like 113,000 or something like that, which I know for a fact it was actually higher at peak. But, you know, for argument's sake, whatever. But like Call of Duty's viewership is not high enough to justify a $20 million buy-in per team. Like if you pulled up the league matches that were happening throughout the year, that were happening on weekdays and shit,
Yeah.
there's maybe on a good day 10,000 people watching.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that this week, actually.
If Optic played, it'd be like 20,000.
Yeah.
It's just like, you can't, they're trying to make it more like sports. So they're having these guys play during the day when we're all doing shit.
Yeah.
Why do you think sports are played at night? So people can fucking watch, because that's where you make your money.
So people can watch it, yeah. And people don't want to watch reruns. They want to watch it live.
They want to watch it live. Why was, like, the formula for video games, I mean, it's a little bit, you know, niche or, like, uncharacteristic of, like, what we should be doing. But, like, the tournament weekends, I thought they were awesome. Like, those made my weekends.
Yeah.
Like, there's time, like, from, I started watching, like, all the time when, like, Halo 3 was being played competitively.
Yeah.
In 2009. I'd be walking around the house holding my laptop in my hand, streaming the matches. My mom's like, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing,
I'm
you
like, "Mom,
psycho?
these people are playing Halo for money." She's like, "Okay," and I'm like, and I'm watching them.
And then your mom's just there like, "Oh my god, my son is such a nerd."
Right? Unbelievable.
But
sorry, love you.
No, I mean, I agree. Most major gaming tournaments or events should be on the weekend because kids are home from school. That's your major audience.
Weekends are evenings.
You want to be available.
Yeah.
And like, my only exception to that would be like if a sport was popular in another country that was in a different time zone, then I would get it. Like, I wonder if it was in the middle of the day here, but if it was like evening in Asia, that's probably why they were hosting it at that time, because they probably have a bigger audience over there. That
would make sense if it was there. You know what I mean? Like, if they were having a LAN tournament for Call of Duty in Japan, you should be going off of Japan's time, and the people that are in the States that want to watch it will just have to figure it out, suck it up, and watch it at that time.
No, I agree. I was just saying for that Overwatch one you were watching, you're like, in Taputa was in the middle of the day. Or are you saying they were having Call of Duty events?
Call of Duty events.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I work till roughly 5 every day. Matches in the Pro League during the, like, they played 4 days during the week. They played Monday to Thursday. And matches would start at, like, 2 p.m. our time. So, like, I can't watch them. Yeah. I used to get home and sometimes catch the last match.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Especially for Call of Duty. Call of Duty is so much more popular in North America than it is
100%
in other places in the world. 100%. So, like, yeah, no, I don't. Again, I don't understand how they justify that.
No, the number, I don't know where it came from.
My only, like, the dumb brain in me thinks, like, were they just trying to not be on primetime? Because if you're going to be on primetime, you're competing with actual sports. You're competing with major television shows.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to compete with those and potentially get less viewers, or do you want to get no viewers because it's in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
The only time, like, the only reason you could watch those during the day is if you had a desk job where someone's not looking over your shoulder all the time, and you could kind of get away with doing some of that stuff at work or at school. Like, I'm sure that's a big bulk of it. Is nowadays kids in school, they bring iPads. They probably have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And they're watching them during school. Whereas, like, you know, how's that helping anything?
Yeah. I mean, ideally, even if the tournament started at 5, and then, like, yeah, maybe you missed the first match.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing about the weekend tournaments. That's kind of what it was like. Everybody would just pile in there, play a shitload on Friday night, all day Saturday, and then basically all day Sunday. The model's been working for a very long time. And they say they want to traditionalize it and make it more like traditional sports. They tried the LAN League this year, but the LAN League wasn't following traditional sports. We get like a couple games a night for normal sports, like football and stuff.
Yeah.
How many games are on from each league in a night? Like 2 or 3? Sometimes 4? But they're all on different channels and stuff, usually at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you were truly trying to follow that traditional sport, you'd have to play them at night, and you'd have to make the players play on weekends too.
Do you think they should do something where, like, with the NFL, they have like Monday night football, Sunday night football? Like, do you have to like promote hey, on Thursdays we're doing
Thursday night esports
or like
something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the answers. Otherwise, I'd probably make a bunch of money working for one of these companies.
Yeah. Because, like, I feel like even I'm a little bit new to it, so do they have regular matches every week?
The past couple years, yeah, they've had the LAN League, the Pro League, which has been on LAN. They make these players stay in these apartments in Ohio.
Yeah.
And they go to this one center, and they all play on LAN during the week.
And you said they had like 3 or 4 shows a week?
Monday to Thursday they played every single day.
But it was always at random. It was always at the wrong time.
It would start at like
times.
Yeah, it would start at like, you know, whatever time.
Okay. So at least they got the frequency right. I just think they would have to adjust the actual like start time.
Well, yeah, the thing is they want the people competing to make it seem like it's a real job. Whereas before, you know, like the traditional video game player was, you know, we would play super late in the night, sleep in, wake up at like 1 p.m.
So does that mean hockey players don't have a real job? I'm not saying you. I'm saying to the if an actual like corporate man said that, if a corporate guy said that to me, I'm like, so what? Hockey players don't have a real job? Football players don't have a real job? Because they all play at like nights. They all play at night, and they train during the day.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with taking that model if you're so fucking keen on making esports like regular sports? What's wrong with taking the model of, hey, letting the esports guys practice during the day, and then come in the afternoon to compete?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, dude.
If you're gonna take anything from sports, I'd fucking take that.
Yeah. But no, they're taking city-based franchising and multi-million-dollar leagues to try to justify. I don't fucking know what they're trying to justify.
Because sure, I'm at my desk when I'm at work. Mm-hmm. But if I was fucking watching Call of Duty, competitive Call of Duty at work, I'd get fired right away because I would look like I'm not working. I would look like this. Because it's so fast and what's going on, you'd be constantly just looking like this. It was like when I was watching the Euro Cup when Portugal finally won for the first time.
Yeah.
I was not doing any work, but like people at work knew because so many of us were Portuguese. Mm-hmm. You could hear the streams from all the different offices. And people would be like 30 seconds behind, so you hear, oh, and you're like, what happened? Who scored? Yeah. But yeah, so like, I agree. Don't fucking stream your competitive matches at fucking 2 in the afternoon, homie. Mm-hmm. Maybe start at 5 if you want to start
out fucking late, man.
If you want to run a little bit earlier, but like the later you start, the more opportunity the more opportunity your keen audience has to watch your content.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I think that Call of Duty has missed on is they're so convinced that it's so big that people will just watch it whenever.
Yeah, it's like they don't understand their audience.
Yeah, like, dude, you need to put it on at a time where
like grandpas
we can watch it.
Grandpas will watch NFL at 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, they're retired.
They're retired.
And the sport's been around for how fucking long? They've been fans of...
Yeah. Grandpa Rick
Whatever.
isn't watching fucking Call of Duty, homie.
Unless his grandson's playing in it.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Even then, he probably doesn't understand it.
No, he'd have no fucking clue.
All right. So, you and I were just talking about this guy who kind of runs the esports for both Call of Duty and Overwatch, and like this right here is just classic old men thinking that they understand the internet, because there's so much going on here for esports that they're treating like sports. And you and I last podcast were like, why are they doing that? Well, here's your fucking answer. This guy that goes by the name, what's his name?
Goes by the name, dude.
Pete Vlastelica, there we go.
Vlastelica.
Pete Vlastelica was a former president of Fox Sports.
Yeah, he had some high position at Fox Sports.
He had some high position at Fox Sports, and
was
then
brought in to Acti Blizzard to run the esports side of games.
yeah. And so basically, they hired a guy who came from traditional sports, and said, "Hey, take what you built here and build it in video games." So of course, that's why. And I mean, yes, there's been some things that they've applied that have probably really helped kickstart esports, like the casting, commentary.
Well, they were doing casting in 2009 when I was watching.
Yeah, but I feel like the stadium presence and like the actual like booths and all that, making it look like, I don't know, do you think that's just from the increase in popularity, or do you think it was from...
I think that's the way it was going. When MLG first came on the scene, they killed it.
Yeah.
They fucking knocked it out of the park, man. Production was amazing. For like a startup company that didn't have all the resources in the world to make whatever.
Yeah.
What they managed to do, like especially back in the Halo 3 days, dude. Halo 3 tournaments back in the day were fucking unreal. They were so sick. And yeah, they had casters. They had not like an analyst desk, but you know, they had the casters talking over it. They would cut to the casters who were at their own little desk, and it was good. I think he's more focused on like the infrastructure side of it, on how they create a system that's going to generate more money from the esports side, which, looking at it personally now, I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for esports.
No.
Like, because I was wondering, like, hey, you know, maybe it'll be why I was like skeptically optimistic, or whatever we used last time.
Cautiously optimistic was Nate Shot's term.
Yeah, cautiously optimistic.
Hopefully terrified was ours. I'm just terrified now, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm literally just terrified.
Well, like, my only kind of hope was like, yeah, Overwatch, at least from what I understood, Overwatch was in a good position, having a lot of popularity, so maybe it will work for Call of Duty. But now, the news came out that like,
Blizzard itself
is having problems because they're inflating their numbers. They can't justify their viewership to how much money they're spending.
Wait, they had, how many people did they lay off at the beginning of the year? Like 200 and something, it said?
I think it said.
Before, yeah. I think it was 209. They lost their global product director for esports, who's been with them for 13 years. She left. Like,
they're just saying like a lot of like high profile Blizzard staff are leaving amongst amid morale problems. So they're having a lot of issues with this Pete guy. Mm-hmm. At least that's what the speculation is.
That's what it allegedly
is going on.
Yeah.
And so they're losing a lot of their major staff that ran Overwatch in the Blizzard esports. Mm-hmm. And so that could affect Call of Duty because it's the same company. So it'd probably be the same people running the Call of Duty esports.
Yeah, now it's getting umbrellaed under the Activision brand, and MLG is no longer the people running
Yeah.
the CWL, or now it's gonna be the CDL, which sounds so much worse.
Yeah. Why fucking I hate when brands unnecessarily change their name, especially when it's so young. Like CWL, then that name is not that old.
No, started in Black Ops 3.
So like, sure,
Had 4 years of it.
just fucking call it the CWL. Yeah, it's just frustrating overall. And like, so a lot of people, what they were talking about with this Pete guy was that the focus has become commercializing the esports titles instead of making good programs for the community. Many people internally are laying that on Pete. It has crushed morale among the Call of Duty and Overwatch teams especially. So like, they're focused more on the commercialization of it and not necessarily making a good program for esports.
They're just trying to cash out with the numbers and stuff that Call of Duty and Overwatch have just brought in naturally.
Yeah.
And they're not actually trying to grow the space. They're just trying to cash out. Which, I mean, if you want long-term sustainability,
So Vlastelica was the president and CEO.
he is.
He is the president and CEO of Activision Blizzard Esports, who joined the company in 2016 from Fox Sports. Doesn't mention in his previous role at Fox, he oversaw their digital output and content creation
From Fox Sports.
Yeah.
In 2016. Wasn't Fox Sports already on the decline?
In 2016, Fox Sports.
Dude, does anybody give a fuck about Fox right now?
Only because of UFC.
They're not on it anymore.
But they left this year. I think they were on Fox Sports at that time.
Yeah. What else did they have?
Fuck, I don't even know.
Fuck, I don't know. But like, especially if you're American, dude, if you're not on ESPN, you ain't shit.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody's either, if you're not on ESPN or SportsCenter, nobody's watching you.
Well, but ESPN is like, SportsCenter is like Canadian ESPN.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were totally separate, but
No, we don't have ESPN. We have TSN and fucking SportsCenter and shit.
okay.
That's all under the ESPN umbrella.
Some people at Blizzard feel this doesn't necessarily equip him to make decisions on what is best for esports.
Due to the noted differences between markets.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't say. Yeah.
Yeah, and like basically why there's such a morale issue is like a lot of people here are saying too, like there's a statement here, I'm not sure who said it, but it says right now there's a feeling that a lot of senior management just don't understand esports. That's basically what you and I have been preaching these past weeks.
The people that have the money to be able to do these things and make these big changes that will eventually help esports. They have the money and stuff to do what we need and what we want, but they don't trust us because we're too fucking young to make the right decisions. So they're bringing in these guys who have this expertise to make these decisions, but they don't understand the space. They're born in fucking 1945.
It was like trying to teach your old man how to set up his email.
Mm-hmm. My dad doesn't even have a cell phone.
Yeah. Well, my dad doesn't have a Facebook, and I hope to God I never have to teach him how to use it. Because...
And we had Facebooks in like 2007.
I remember trying to teach my dad how to use his smartphone, and that hurt. Yeah. That hurt my brain.
I just, like... My mom's asked for my help with a bunch of that stuff, but... Nobody taught me. I just figured it out.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is yours. Just start pressing buttons and shit. As long as you know how to get back to home, you're good.
Yeah.
Start pressing buttons and figure out what shit does.
That's pretty much what I usually do, but I feel like, I don't know why, but the older generation gets too scared.
They think they'll break
like,
something.
Yeah.
But I used to ask like, when I started becoming older and, you know, started getting interested in other things, like, I'd be, like, cautious or scared to be doing something. My dad's like, what are you scared? I'm like, well, I don't want to break anything. I was like, well, how the fuck do you think you learn? I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Just start doing shit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then it comes time to explain to them technology, and they're like, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. I just picked it up one day and started doing it. Nobody taught me how to do anything.
Actually, I think I told my dad that once. I'm like, Dad, just go through the menu, press every single button, and just see
what it does.
Yeah. And like, so they're saying
just
here,
don't fuck with the language thing, because sometimes if you put it in Chinese, you won't know what.
You'll just get lost forever.
If you back out of there and you put it in Chinese, you're fucked.
And you gotta take it to your fucking buddy who's Chinese and be like, hey, can you just change this back? I don't know.
Yeah. And he's
lost.
like, dude, I was born here.
Yeah.
I don't speak any of this shit.
Yeah. So then, but then what happens here then is like, senior management just doesn't understand esports, but there's no room for negotiating with these people. They are convinced their vision, which is more in the line with televised sports, is the right way to go and has just made people miserable. So
people that are over, I don't want to put an age on it, but I'm gonna guesstimate for you just for sakes of saying it. I'm gonna say people over the age of like 45 right now in 2019. If you're 45 and older, there's a good chance that you don't know what is happening.
Yeah.
When it comes to the age of the internet and in our or specific case, esports.
Yeah.
Because they're convinced that televised sports are the right way to go. I'm not sure if those people are looking at the analytics, but I would bet a pretty good amount of money that televised sports viewership is down.
These are the same people that 10 years ago thought Netflix was gonna fucking flop.
Yes, probably.
These are the same people who probably thought that fucking
putting free videos on YouTube was the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Look at YouTube now.
These are probably the same people
that thought Mark Zuckerberg was fucking crazy.
Yeah, these are probably the same people who thought that having music downloadable versus having CDs was not going to work. These are
applications
just
on your smartphones.
these are just people who are stuck in the old times.
Yep.
And they just, I wish the bigger corps understood that and would just gut these guys out. You need to get people who understand esports.
You know what the problem is now this could be just this is a thought that came into my mind just now. Whether this is even remotely correct or not, don't care. I'm just going to say it anyway.
Okay.
We, especially now, being adults, because now, like, stuff's becoming very expensive and it's getting harder and harder for people to make living sustainable and then retire with enough money to live out the rest of their days.
Okay.
So nowadays people are working in way more insane hours, working way harder than we ever had to as humans.
Yeah.
I think the people that are the heads of these companies were the first ones to start taking on these insane work hours and stuff because they saw this happening already. They're like, holy shit, we need to work a whole bunch and make sure this is okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of these people work so fucking hard that they didn't make time for life and never had kids. Because if these fucking 45-year-old and up men who are running these things had kids, they would learn a shitload from their children who would be 100% playing video games, be interested in esports or something like that. And then been like, hey, Dad, aren't you the fucking head of this? And he'd be like, yeah, that's my job. I'd be like, why are you not doing this in esports? And the dad would be like, well, you know, we've had this model for this many years. Like, if you had kids, your own children, telling you, eventually your brain would be like, oh shit, we're fucking something up.
Sure, but in my opinion, you don't even need kids. You don't even need kids.
No, but here's my thing, is they're going to listen to their own kids as opposed, like, cause, you know, if a 13-year-old kid came up to you and said, hey, you're doing that wrong, what are you going to say to that 13-year-old kid?
I'm going to say you're an idiot.
Get in the back of my mystery machine and let's go for a ride? Is that what you're going to say?
No!
That's what you're going to say.
No, I'm not.
You're not going to give them the time of day. You're going to be like, yeah, whatever, dude, you're 13.
Yeah.
Those 45-year-old men are going to look at us, you know, or like, well, maybe people younger than us or people our age, and be like, you guys are too young, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, you can't be playing around with millions of dollars.
Well, that's why I think they would probably listen to people who are veterans in esports and take their opinions, because their opinions are just like ours. Like if you went and talked to a Nate Shaw or
Hex.
talk to Hex.
The Hex is 40.
Yeah. Like these are people who have been in the industry longer than your motherfucking ass has been. So talk to them and be like, hey, what are the fans like? What are the fans not like? What's going on? How can we improve on this?
Dude,
like the naivety, or I don't know how naivete.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, because I know how to run Fox Sports, which nobody fucking watches.
Yeah. You fucked up anyway.
Yeah, you fucked up anyways. That's why you left.
Yeah. You're like, I can make money again here.
Yeah, it's like, oh, because I ran this bullshit sports thing that nobody watches, I can run video game esports. Yeah, to the ground.
Yeah, I think if for Call of Duty, this is also going to be another stupid thing that is going to come out of my mouth, but hey, we've got a trend.
That's
going.
what this platform is for.
We got a trend going right now. Let's keep it going. There shouldn't even be decisions made in Call of Duty esports without consulting Hex, because as much as he would be like slightly biased because he like built Optic, he wants to see Call of Duty succeed first, because as long as Call of Duty succeeding, he will find a way to make Optic succeed. So why people don't run literally everything by him and pay him like a consulting fee or some shit?
Well, I don't know how he doesn't have a consulting position with like Activision.
Because there's fucking old guys that run that shit and they won't listen to what he says. Probably.
But yet people like Dr. Disrespect once upon a time in a past life got hired by Activision to be a consultant on Black Ops 1 for some maps and help design some maps. So a guy like that, who he was not Dr. Disrespect back then, or at least he wasn't as big as he was now, was able to get involved in that. But yet fucking Hex is not a major consultant.
Hector's also insanely busy with his own shit because he's trying to build his own shit, you know? I'll be like, I think that's where Hex is going to be going. I think Hex is going to start his own thing. Probably going to start with a content team. I doubt they'll even have, like, he'll have any association with Call of Duty. I don't think he will.
Even if you don't hire him, I think if the person who is the president of esports, he should be
president and CEO of Active Esports right there. You're looking at him.
He should be going around and actually talking to people who have been in this industry.
He should be talking to Hastro. He should be talking to Hex. He should be going to every major competitive Call of Duty org,
asking them what they want to see.
He should be doing his fucking due diligence about the people who've been in the space forever.
But like, I wonder if people have been, but like what they say here, there's no room for negotiating with these people.
I feel like those are people under him within the Acti Blizzard family, like that are just like, you know, like they're gonna have like a director of marketing who would still be like a boss, but like an underboss of him. I'm sure they have roundtable meetings and are like, hey, this is what we should think what we think should happen, and then he goes, no, that doesn't make sense. We didn't do that at Fox Sports. We're not going to do that here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, listen, you don't fucking understand. Like, this is just stupid. And then, you know, everybody else at the round table is agreeing, like, hey, this is dumb as fuck. But he's the one that has the final say. So then everybody else is like, yo, this is fucking dumb. He doesn't understand.
Well, so then, like, what's even interesting here, I didn't even realize this when I was first watching this. There's just a part here where they mention that the Overwatch League commissioner, Nate Nazar, left his position.
Nanzer, dude.
What did I say?
You said Nazar.
Nanzer. Sorry. Nate Nanzer is set to take a role overseeing competitive esports at Epic Games. So I can't remember
leaving Acti Blizzard.
So I can't remember if I said this on the recording or not, but remember how I made the joke that maybe we have to wait for Activision and Blizzard to collapse, and then Epic Games picks up the pieces.
I don't think you said. I think that was prior to recording.
So like, I guess the general question is like, what do you think is going to happen here? Because there's so much negative news, and like, there's so much uncertainty when it comes to like what's happening here. Like, are they going to get 8 teams? Like, is there going to be 8 teams that are willing to afford
20
million buy-in? Are they going to have to cut the price? If so, that's going to piss off the other people that bought in?
Well, they'll get money back. There's no way they'll make some pay 20 million and then others pay 10. There's no fucking way.
No.
That would never happen.
Unless they're all based on bidding, which is like, maybe LA goes for 60, but then some other city goes for 10.
There's no way.
Yeah. But
the only way they have a bidding thing is if 2 people like really want to fight over it and they don't know how to like decide who gets a spot. Then they'll be like, okay, then you guys have a fucking bidding war for it. How much you guys willing to pay? That's the only time I could see bidding come in.
Like, do you even think 10 or do you even think 8 orgs are going to be able to pay to buy in?
8 orgs alone? No. They're going to need, every single one of them will need a financial backer. Even the biggest ones. Envy got financial backing. Optic would have to get financial backing. 100 Thieves definitely would have. But who knows? Like, FaZe, I'm pretty sure the last time we heard FaZe had a 80% chance. Or like the people that were under FaZe were saying that there's an 80% chance they get a league spot. Meaning they were probably taking meetings with a financial group. But
like they were saying before, they're going to have a major event in October. We don't even have 8 teams yet.
No. It's going to start in 2020, so probably January. First event will probably be in January. Or whatever, first match of the league will be in January.
I guess the question I was trying to ask is like, literally, do you think there's going to be 10... do you think there's going to be 8 teams by January?
I do, but I don't think it'll be...
Teams that we know?
Yeah, kind of. I don't think it'll be what we thought it would be. I think they might have like 6 spots filled that are willing to pay the 20 million, and they're like, oh shit, we need at least 8 to make this work.
Yeah.
That they might just like throw in 2 fucking teams that didn't necessarily buy in.
Or do you think there's going to be backers who buy the spots and then just pick up orgs?
Potentially. Maybe.
Some big money investors that go like, hey...
You need big money investors. 20 million.
It's insane.
Who the fuck has 20 million to invest in Call of Duty who, like, you know, in the past few years, people have been saying Call of Duty's been dying.
Yeah. And like
what the
and also
fuck?
Call of Duty is so much different than Overwatch too. Like, the game changes every year. So I'm really worried about how this is gonna...
When did Overwatch come out?
Overwatch?
You might be able to find it. Let's see who finds it first, bro. It's gonna be you because you have internet.
2016? Says published by Blizzard Entertainment and released on May 24th, 2016.
2016. So we're in 2019. So the game's 3 years old.
Yeah.
Or almost 3 years old. Or no, what month is it? Oh, it's 3 years old. And, you know, they've had the league for a year now. So 2 years in, they started the league. Meaning Overwatch, the game, probably isn't going anywhere for at least 2 more years.
Yeah.
Before they decide maybe an Overwatch 2 is necessary. But it's also run on the PC, which...
So they could just constantly update it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not competing on console.
No, whereas Call of Duty is console-based.
Call of Duty is console-based. It resets every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said this on the last podcast. What kind of sport changes
every fucking year?
Makes major changes every year. There might be like a rule added or a rule modified.
Not every year though.
But not every year.
No.
So like
something major has to happen within the league for the fucking league to be like, okay, our rules are kind of weird. We need to change it. Like when Shaq started getting fouled all the time because he couldn't hit free throws.
Yeah.
But he was dominant in game, so they used to just foul the shit out of him, make him go shoot free throws to beat them because Shaq was so good that the NBA literally had to put the hack a Shaq rule in to the rules, saying you cannot do that. Like, you can't intentionally foul the fucking guy over and over and over and over and over. So, like,
yeah, I mean, I wonder, because the other like developing teams for Call of Duty, they're still making at least 2 more games.
we are 100% confirmed that Sledgehammer was fucking up and they brought in Treyarch to finish the game.
Yeah.
So Black Ops 5 is what people are saying.
People are expecting Black Ops 5 to come
Next
back. Yeah, to come next
after
year.
Modern Warfare.
And then after that, there's nothing else been
We don't
announced.
Which would have normally been Treyarch's year.
Yes.
So who really knows?
But I wonder if, I think the move, which would be probably shocking because people wouldn't be expecting it,
To drop it down to one developer?
drop it down to one developer and stop at Black Ops 5. Because what I imagine, try it out with this Modern Warfare, with this slow-paced based Call of Duty, see how many viewers it gets, see if it's just at the same caliber as Black Ops 4 in terms of viewership and profit. Mm-hmm. If it's not, then you wait for Black Ops 5 to release, and then you make that Call of Duty the game, and you just keep updating it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't have a fucking sport that changes every year.
No. It's not sustainable. You're going to run out of shit eventually.
Yeah.
That's what happened in Call of Duty. We went to jetpacks because people were like, you guys release the same game every year. We want something different.
Yeah.
Because they keep releasing games every year when they ran out of shit to do. After Black Ops 2, people were like, okay, we're good here.
Because, like, I mean,
Let's just hang out here for a while.
why can't Call of Duty be the CSGO of consoles? Like, CSGO hasn't changed,
No, not
but
really.
it still retains its popularity. Like, let Call of Duty just be the same game. And yes, people will joke, actually, it's probably technically been the same game for the past 10 years.
Yeah, but it's not. People that play Call of Duty know that yes, it's the same game, but it's not the same game.
No, yeah.
Every single year is different.
The format, the objective is the same, but, like, gun preferences, like, even strategy changes.
It'd be like you playing CSGO, and then every single year, someone wipes your memory clean. Your muscle memory is still going to be there of what to do in the game,
Yeah.
but you're gonna you have to relearn all the maps. You have to relearn all your smoke strats, all your snipe spots, your snipe angles. You have to relearn all that shit.
And that's why when you play an older map, all of a sudden, all the people who were really good at the last game, that's when they come out and shine, because they have all that memory from the map.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like Call of Duty, yes, it changes, but it's still the same enough that, like, again, with your muscle memory, the top players are going to be the top players, but who's MVP is always fluctuating because the game changes so much.
100%.
So I think that would be the strategy, is to try out this Modern Warfare because it's technically your most popular franchise.
The Black Ops or Modern Warfare's.
Black Ops and Modern Warfare have always been your popular franchises. Arguably, Modern Warfare 3 was the highest seller, but it was going on the decline after that. So
That's when they were like, hey, you're running out of fucking ideas, aren't you?
yeah. So
Yeah.
basically pick, I think this is the time to pick which brand of Call of Duty is going to be your major brand. Is it going to be Modern Warfare or is it going to be Black Ops? And then from there, you're going to have to just stay on that one and just update it or tweak it if there's bugs. But, like, they need to stay with the same game for a few years if they're going to run any sort of
League. Yeah. How would you feel about a subscription like a World of Warcraft used to do? I don't know if they still do that, but like if you bought a Call of Duty subscription and that gave you everything for free, but you had to pay, $3 a month or some shit.
I'd pay $10 a month to play Call of Duty if they, like, gave you a new map every 3 months
Like if they're very involved in
if they're very involved in updates, and we're basically Epic Games, where like if there's a problem, they fix it right away. They constantly updating it. They're constantly adding stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, when I asked that question, I wasn't thinking about it myself, but I guess it would make sense that if your team's not working on developing the next game, you can focus on the current game way more.
Yeah.
So yeah, because when you said $10 a month, I was like, dude, that's $120 a year.
That's $120 a year. But imagine if because
skins all the time,
a new map every 3 months.
Yeah, no, I'd be down with that.
Even possibly new modes every year. Like if they weren't releasing the 2v2 on launch, imagine a year later being like, hey, we're adding a 2v2 now. Like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, we made these new competitive style maps where like everything, both sides look identical and they're very strategy based.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that'd be fine. I think following the Epic Games model of like making a bunch of skins all the time, making emotes that have more than one fucking song, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Or emotes that aren't clunky as fuck to use.
Yeah.
The nice thing about Fortnite is you can scroll through your emotes, you pick one, it starts going, you jump, it's done. Or like you hit a button, it's done. Dude, when you try to like fuck around with like there's no point to have emotes in Blackout.
No.
You try to fuck around with them, you're stuck in the emote for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The guy's shooting at you and shit. You're like, get me the fuck out of here.
The most taunting that you can do, because it's the most controlled, is like the high.
Yeah, or like taunting where it's like,
doing taunting instead of your motes.
yeah, you're fucked, or whatever your person says.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think, I don't know what's going on in the background, but in my mind that makes the most sense, is that they're gonna go through it with this year, see how well Modern Warfare does in comparison to Black Ops 4. If it tanks, then they'll be like, okay, we're gonna bring back Black Ops 5. It's gonna be very similar to Black Ops 4 with the high action and the sliding and the jumping, because it was more exciting.
Hopefully.
Because like that would be my understanding, is maybe people would think that this mode's too slow. But I mean,
I would agree. I thought Black Ops 4 was fucking incredible.
Yeah, but I mean, CSGO is also pretty slow, but maybe you don't want to be like CSGO, you want to be unique. So I can understand. The like, don't get me wrong, I found Black Ops 4 was fucking exciting. And like Champs was fucking,
It's hard as fuck to play though.
Yeah, it's hard as fuck to play, but maybe that's what you need.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, professionals are professionals for a fucking reason.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm nervous. I just hope.
Don't fuck this up, please.
Yeah.
That's all.
I just hope that this doesn't tank so bad that they have to fucking disband Call of Duty Esports and that someone else has to come in and pick it up, because.
Well, like you were saying, if anybody can come pick it up and save it, it's probably Epic. But then again, they don't really have.
Well, my idea.
Their biggest esport was Gears, besides Fortnite, Gears of War.
Well, now arguably they have the biggest esport besides League.
League is Riot.
Right, but
You're saying Fortnite?
Fortnite, yeah.
Yeah, but like
Fortnite has the biggest attention in the world right now.
Yeah, but that's the game. That's not the esports side of it. You know?
I don't know, that they have major tournaments and stuff, like.
Yeah, I know, but like they don't change anything. They just give you points for what you do within the game.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of things they change to specifically cater to esports, the esports side. You know what I mean? Like they haven't done anything crazy to help the pro players remain pro players and give them competitive stuff to do. Everything they've added has been to the game of Fortnite. Well, and the pros that play Fortnite play with everything. There isn't restrictions. There isn't shit like that.
Yeah.
Like right now, if there was a tournament in Fortnite, motherfuckers would be using a mech.
Yeah.
Is that going to be great for esports? Probably not.
Well, that's because the mech's not good for esports.
That's what I'm saying. But they don't have an esports side of Fortnite. They have Fortnite, and then they have like, hey, if you want to play better players in Fortnite, try these. where they have that arena. Or
yeah, the arena or whatever. But like,
whereas Call of Duty, like, you play public Call of Duty and then you play the CWL World League shit that's within Black Ops 4. It's two completely different experiences. Limited amount of maps, limited amount of modes, limited amount of weapons, limited amount of specialists. A lot of people don't know what the fuck to do. They have their favorite specialist, but they, like, the way they play, they don't even realize that they shouldn't be using that specialist because you only get one per team. I played World League yesterday.
yeah.
Motherfucker, we're playing Control on Arsenal. This guy picked Ruin with the grapple gun and pulled out an ICR.
That's a very tight map.
No, Arsenal's like where your ICRs would dominate.
Yeah.
But he picked Ruin.
Oh, sorry. I get what you're saying. Yeah, Ruin.
ICR.
Ruin is a very agility based specialist.
It's for your sub,
Yes.
for your main, and especially Arsenal. Most teams at the end of competitive ran one sub on Arsenal, and that would be your Ruin player. And guess what happened in that match of World League, Matt?
Got tanked.
You get it, buddy. We got shed on. Why? Because we had no aggression. Why did we have no aggression? Because our sub player,
Ruin, was in the back.
using a fucking ICR. We had 4 ICRs.
Cool.
I mean, it was kind of sweet. But hey, guess what? They couldn't fucking aim either.
No.
So that didn't help. But yeah,
But
people need to fucking learn, bro. It's incredible.
yeah, I'm not. I don't know what to say, man. But like,
I'm fucking terrified, man.
and like, yeah, even Hastro, he made a video commenting on Nate Shot's video, kind of saying the same things. Where like
He just said he basically fucking agrees.
he agrees, and like he realizes that his franchise is taking a huge risk.
Yep.
Doing this, and like he's basically gonna miss him because like, yeah, Nate Shot is definitely one of the pillars for Call of Duty historically.
He arguably made Call of Duty famous. He was the first person to like stand out, not because of his gameplay, but just as a personality within the space.
Because that was definitely an issue with old school esports, is that the guys had no personality.
Well, no, because people they originally thought that the way that this was going to work was going to be like traditional sports, and the play was going to speak for itself.
Yeah.
But in order to help build it, you needed to bring eyeballs. And the only way to bring eyeballs was through content.
I would almost argue that esports is a lot like fighting, where it's not necessarily about what happens, but like attitude sells, personality sells, is what I'm trying to get at.
It's very much like that. I think the correlation there is more on that they're both relatively young.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right. You're going to have those hardcore fans like me. So regardless of who's playing, what personalities are playing, probably still going to watch it because I personally just love the competitive side of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And then in order to get like the big money,
in order to get the masses to come in, you got to have personality.
You have to have your Conor McGregor. Or you have to have like a personality like John Jones, which people fucking hate him or you love him.
Nature arguably was probably the Conor McGregor of his time.
100%. He still is.
Yeah.
He didn't dominate, but like he built himself enough of a name and then went on and started becoming a fucking bazillionaire outside the space.
Yeah.
Conor did the exact same thing.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty bummed out overall. I hope they don't fucking ruin it.
This past week since we last recorded, with all those things coming out, with Nate Shot saying they're not coming in, with whatever Hector's doing is still kind of in limbo. I don't know if you follow like a bunch of the Optic stuff, but literally everybody's leaving Optic.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like stuff on Twitter of not just Optic, but like a whole bunch of people leaving. Like
everybody. I'm not joking. Every single content creator that they have is leaving.
When was this? August 31st. Arcides is leaving EU, and he's up for
Arcedy's
up for
his contract ended and they didn't renew yet. But E United now, we just learned this, that E United has collaborated or like partnered up with a financial backer and will have a spot in the league representing Houston.
Oh, but it kind of sounded like people were saying like
people thought originally that Arcedy's was gone because he said, "Listen, my contract's up. I haven't talked about renegotiating. We'll see where I end up."
Well, I thought so too, because even a bunch of EU guys was like, "Hey, man, it's been great playing with you."
Because they didn't know either.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think they knew at that time that they had a spot. But now that they have a spot, there's a thing that said like, I think like thank God, or some shit. Someone put.
Okay, I'll have to check that for sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I didn't notice that. And then when was this? On the day before, on the 30th. They announced that Minnesota is going to have an esports team. I thought the name was Midnight, but it's not.
No, that's Optic Midnight.
That's the girl from Optic.
She
left
Optic as well.
Her and this other person, Diamond Soda. I'm not sure who that is, but they're both going to run the Minnesota COD team. So that's 5 or 6.
Yeah, but we don't know what team is filling in at Minnesota.
No.
We just know that Minnesota's going to have a team. Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 cities now that we know. But I think there's only like 3 teams that are confirmed in, and that's Splice in Toronto, Dallas with Envy, and now E United with Houston.
From a Canadian perspective, do you think there's going to be any other COD teams in Canada, or is it just going to be Toronto?
Toronto. The only other hope would be Vancouver.
But I don't think is there even any COD teams that are known from Vancouver?
No, but we had this conversation last time, Matt. That's not how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Canadian players aren't going to be playing on Canadian teams.
But maybe amateurs might have to, because amateurs aren't going to fly all the way to LA.
And then we had this conversation again, Matt. Amateurs aren't representing a city.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I went from cautiously optimistic to hopefully terrified to just terrified.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for it too.
Big T, who's been part of Optic since day 1.
Yeah,
he's gone. They literally got rid of everybody. The Halo team is gone. The Gears of War team is gone. All the content creators. Ambos is gone. Flamesword is gone. Who else is gone? Aaron's gone. Hitch is gone. All the names that like built Optic are all gone.
Yeah, and I think that shit too. All this negative news of like players not participating, well-known names either getting traded to other teams or not even participating at all. That's gonna affect the performance of this year's COD competitive, because I bet you there are people, not yourself, but there might be some people who watch it because they want to watch their favorite player, and if their favorite player isn't playing, they might not watch it.
Or people watch for the team. People watch for 100 Thieves. They watch. I definitely was
watching for 100 Thieves.
They're not in it now. Who do you watch? If you truly don't care, like if you wanted to watch 100 Thieves, you're just not going to watch.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna make a joke that like Nadeshot's video came out, and literally the next day 100 Thieves tweeted out that they're gonna start a CSGO team. So I was like, fuck, this podcast might have to become the CSGO fucking podcast.
There'll always be something to talk about, bro. It's just gaming in general.
Yeah.
Not Call of Duty. I mean, the reason I'm here is because of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just wanted swerve the subject a little bit because I don't want to keep feeling so bummed out on this podcast. CWL Stats yesterday tweeted out who is the best individual player throughout...
Did you vote?
I voted.
Okay.
Who was the best individual player throughout Black Ops 4? You had 4 choices. Either Simp, Dashy, Dylan, or Octane. Who did you vote for?
Dude,
and
why Octane was there? I mean, Octane was phenomenal. But
yeah.
like, why not like Priesta or... I'm trying to think of...
People in the comments are saying Octane was the most consistent.
But he's an AR. Like, ARs are like built to be consistent.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, I truly don't know.
But who'd you vote for and why?
I mean, I usually look at the poll first and go, all right, who's everybody voting for?
And do you just troll it by picking the least
Normally,
favorite?
I do like to pick the person, like one of the options that I know most people wouldn't pick. But because it's Call of Duty and I like to think of myself as a little bit of like a connoisseur in Call of Duty, and I'm like highly sophisticated.
Highly sophisticated.
Yeah.
Where's your
I
mom?
actually thought about it before I picked my answer. And I hovered over Dashy. And I was like, that would be a great choice.
Which, by the way, the masses picked Dashy at 54%. So.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
But throughout the entirety of Black Ops 4, best individual performer, I picked Dylan from Reciprocity because Dylan started on an unknown European team. I don't remember the team name, but in the Pro League qualifier, when after Vegas, all the pro teams that like finished top 8 or whatever made it in, and like there was 8 other teams fighting for the last 8 spots. Dylan fucked everybody and had even the casters going, like they didn't make Pro League, but individually he was still being talked about, and they're like, he's gonna end up on a team, he's gonna end up on a team, he's gonna end up on a team. And Reciprocity sucked the big one.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we need to make a change. And everybody was like, please pick up Dylan. And they picked up Dylan. And then for the rest of the year, they went from sucking the big one to being able to break in and get third and get fourth. Just off the addition of one player.
Mm-hmm.
Completely changing the team.
Yeah.
So for an individual performer throughout the entirety of the year, I voted for Dylan. And he was like dead last in voting.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, look at all these fucking idiots.
So I'm telling you right now, I picked Simp.
I know you did.
Okay?
I know you did.
And let me tell you
You
why.
didn't tell me. I know you did, though.
And let me tell you why. Okay?
I could tell you why you chose it.
Okay, go ahead. What do you think I chose it?
I'll get you to answer that, or I will answer that by asking you a question and getting you to answer the question.
Okay?
When did Simp have a bad game?
Never.
Never. He was so fucking good all of the time.
Yeah.
And he came in as a amateur, right in off the scene when he turned 18. First tournament, second place. Second tournament, first place MVP. Third tournament, Call of Duty champs, first place MVP. Nobody's had a rookie year like that ever.
Now, let me tell you why I picked him. The Conor McGregor effect. Listen to what I'm saying here. So, who was champ before Conor McGregor got his first title?
Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo was champion for
10 years.
10 years.
Literally 10 years.
10 years. Beat every guy who went up against him.
Yep.
Conor McGregor comes in, one punches him, gets the title. Who's the better fighter?
Throughout the entirety of his career, Jose Aldo.
I disagree.
But you got to look at the body of work that was laid down.
I think...
Who's the better fighter in that fight? Conor.
Yeah.
But if you were looking back on a career and said, who was the better fighter?
Actually, you know what? You're right there. Because we are talking about who was best this year.
Throughout the whole year.
Throughout the whole year. So,
I would have picked Sim too. He only competed in 3 events.
Yeah.
If he did that all year, it should say 100% Sim.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been a poll.
So the way I see it is like, yes, Dashy overall
All year, disgusting.
all year disgusting.
Dylan,
Sim-
all year, disgusting. Octane, last 3 quarters of the year, disgusting.
Okay.
First bit, not so disgusting.
Simp comes in only because he's finally of age.
Yep.
Comes in, gets second place, first place, and fucking champion.
Yeah.
Okay? You are a fucking better player than Dashy.
He's MVP of the year.
And he was awarded MVP.
Yeah.
So, I would argue that if Simp was allowed to compete underage, he would have outperformed Dashy throughout the entire year.
I'd probably agree with you. But he didn't play the entire year. So who knows? Because he also came in at a very convenient time for a SOG player to come in when the update dropped. Because before, SOG was not very good. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say it wasn't very good. The SOG got a buff at the end of the year, and Sim won back-to-back MVPs off that update.
Wow.
They lost.
Are you saying he won because of an update?
Yes. No.
Are you saying he's...
No. I'm not saying that. But, you know, had he come in when the SOG was what it was for the first 3 quarters of the year, would he have been doing the same thing? Got second the first event when it was in the old settings.
So yeah, I guess what I was trying to say there is, like, with the Jose Aldo, Conor McGregor analogy, is that, yes, Jose Aldo...
There's a passing of the torch.
Jose Aldo had, like, this very long career, but in that year, Conor McGregor was better than him.
In that year, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and considering we're talking about only Black Ops 4...
But the thing is, a life cycle of Call of Duty is only a year, so you can't go back any farther than that. Anything that happened in a previous title doesn't fucking matter. Dude, EG won the world championship in World War II. The whole team got bought by Envy to compete in Black Ops 4 and sucked. Fat, large amounts of pube-covered penis.
Okay, here's a better analogy. Let me try to say it this way then. Imagine you're on a team. You're on Team Red and Team Blue. You guys have been competing. You've competed against each other 6 times now over the past year. And then in September, Team Blue drafts Cristiano Ronaldo to their team.
Okay.
And then your team is still the same. And for the next 3 months, your team gets beat by their team. And they end up winning the championship.
Yeah.
Was Team Blue better or Team Red better?
Well, it depends. What happened in the first year of us competing in those 6 matches? Did we win them all and then lost the rest?
You won the first 6 months worth of games against Team Blue.
Okay.
But then when Team Blue drafted Cristiano Ronaldo, and they beat you in the last third of the season and ended up getting a championship. I'd argue that Team Blue at that point became better than Team Red, and Team
Blue would have been better at Team Red for the first 6 months, and then when they changed the team, Team Red would have been the better team from that point on.
But what matters more, the end of the year or the first 6 months?
I think what matters is what you make matter.
But the way Call of Duty treats their teams is arguably
the end of the year means more.
The end of the year means more than everything. So if Simp comes in at the end of the year and outshines everybody, he was the best player in Black Ops 4.
I get why people say that, but I didn't see Simp play at the beginning of the year. So, you know, like, it's hard to justify. Like, I understand why people would have picked him. Dashy was very good all year.
Yeah.
Post-Maddox nerf, like, didn't matter. Dashy was disgusting the whole time. Who knows what would have happened? We don't know what would have happened if E United came into the Black Ops 4 season with that roster, with Simp and Ibizi both running SOGs at the beginning. We don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
He came in, like, to a very good team already. E United was a notorious second-place finisher all year. They lost to Optic in the grand finals at Vegas. They were the second-best team there. They lost the grand finals in London against 100 Thieves, and I think that's when Simp was on the team. And then they were in they came third the event after or some shit, and then they were champs.
Yeah, they became champ.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. But if you're gonna base, if the question is off the entirety of the year, I base it off the entirety of the year. If you said who's been the best team over the past 9 months with Red versus Blue, and Blue won 6 months, Blue was the better team out of those 9 months. They won 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
That's how my, like, if the question was who was the best player at the end of Black Ops 4, like when the game is finished and you look at the game at the end of it, at the end of Call of Duty Champs, you look at competitive Call of Duty at that standpoint, who is the best player currently? It is Simp.
Yeah.
And it's not close.
Well, MVP, when they picked that, was that just for the tournament?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's always on the winning team.
Yeah.
So Simp could play like an absolute demon, have like a 6.0 KD, but if he comes in second place, then it won't pick him for MVP.
They won't pick him for MVP. Okay.
Which is kind of stupid. But
Yeah.
that's how it works.
You could even argue that you can't really compare them because they both didn't play the full season. If you compare only the period that Simp was competing in, Simp outshined Dashy.
Simple outshined everybody.
Yeah.
He was the fucking man. Yeah. But that was Optic kind of on a little bit of a downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Where who knows what happens if you run into Vegas
But,
Optic. They were fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, they also got 3 chances to beat them, too.
What do you mean?
Like, the 3 months that Simp competed, they got second place to Optic.
In Vegas, the first event of the year.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about Simp. Simp's 3 tournaments where he got second and first. Second was 200 Thieves, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the previous tournament they won against Gen G, and then
100 Thieves beat Gen G. No, wait. No, E United beat Gen G.
E United beat Gen G. That's why they were first and second.
Yeah.
And then of course in the champs,
E United beat
100 Thieves.
Yeah.
So the way I see that is like once Simp came in, Optic was never in the final, which means either at some point they met them or got eliminated by somebody better.
Optic ran into 100 Thieves every single time.
Really?
Never fucking beat them. No, I'm serious. They ran 100 Thieves like every fucking time. Could not beat them.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like when we were talking about champs, so like if the bracket works out and Optic doesn't play 100 Thieves, we're good, baby. We have a chance. But I
don't know. I'm just definitely one of those sticklers that's like, if you weren't awarded MVP at the end of the year and your team didn't get into first, how can you say that you were the best player?
Guess it's like, to me it's how the question is.
Because let me say this too, I'm one of those people who I don't consider Cristiano Ronaldo to be the best player in the world, because you can't, especially with soccer, you can't be a superstar and have the rest of the team not be at the same level or closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm one of those people who would argue that Messi is a better player because for soccer he actually plays a sport as a team, and like, well, you utilize his teammates in order to get goals. And yeah, maybe doesn't.
I argue Messi is better as well.
Yeah, because like, if it was an individual sport, then Ronaldo would be the best player in the world. If it was just fucking 1v1, he'd be the best player in the world.
Well, and that's the other thing too. If you look at Call of Duty, you look at how Simp plays the game and how his teammates let him play the game. It's insane.
He just hit the door.
Like, it's a team game, so like Simp might not be putting up like large objective numbers.
Yeah.
But that's not what Clayster, Aristides, and all the guys want him to do. They want him to go be annoying. They want him to go kill everybody. Make it easy on us.
Yeah.
So his responsibility to do certain things sometimes would be lower.
I just think you can't... for team sports, MVP cannot be picked just from individual stats.
I agree.
It has to also be
statistics are bullshit in a team game.
Yeah, it also has to be his contribution to his team.
Yeah.
Like if he's getting kills, but is getting killed all the time, and so his team keeps losing because they can't hold the objective.
Or if he's getting kills where it doesn't matter.
Where it doesn't matter.
Like if you're playing Hacienda and it's Garage Hill and he's at fences picking up 3 pieces, you're like, why the fuck are you even there?
Yeah.
And it's like not time to rotate there yet? Then like what's he doing? He's gonna get kills over there, they're gonna spawn closer to Garage.
Yeah.
You're not fucking helping, bro. Doesn't matter how many kills you have at that point. If the kills you get are meaningless, doesn't matter.
So, yeah, I think that's the more important thing is that like for team-based sports MVP, it just doesn't make any sense if they only look at individual stats.
Well, no, but that's why I give a higher regard for like Dashy, for Dylan, because they went on to teams that, like, I mean, Optic came in with the hype and they won the first event. And Dashy played outstanding, had ridiculous stats, but he also played with Optic and played very well for Optic when they were struggling, when they were doing role changes, when they didn't know what they were doing, they didn't know how to play the game. He was still playing very well.
Okay.
Throughout that. Simp came into a well-oiled machine and knew exactly what was required of him and played like an absolute monster. And like, you know, if Simp's on my team, I'm not gonna fucking tell him to do something different. I'm gonna work around it because he's so disgusting.
I guess that makes sense because that's almost like drafting an all-star team already.
Yeah. Like, it's not like E United was in the dumps. Like, Reciprocity was in the dumper when Dylan came in. Reciprocity sucked.
So you voted Dylan based on his impact to the team upon getting drafted.
Who was the best individual performer?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it would be him or Priesta. He wasn't even a fucking option. Because he came into 100 Thieves, and they went from sucking to back-to-back champions in 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, they sucked. When they had Pharaoh on the team, they sucked. They came, like, in the first event, they came top 12. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. So, you know, like, it is what it is. But Dashy, through highs and lows, still played very well. Come here, snuggle butt. Come here. Yeah.
So I don't think I have any other notes really on my mind. I don't know, was there anything else you were thinking about, or do you want to move on to something else?
We talked about Nadeshot, we talked about Hastro, we talked about all the people leaving Optic, talked about that creepy looking guy.
Oh, look at this.
From Fox Sports.
New Houston Outlaws owner Lee Zeben said
that's the guy.
Yeah.
He bought the E United spot.
Yeah. New Houston Outlaws owner Lee Zeben set to acquire E United and Houston franchise for 2020 Call of Duty League.
Yep.
Okay.
There was rumors that Hector was actually working with that guy.
Oh.
And that the Houston spot could have ended up with Hector and a new kind of brand. But obviously now we know that ain't happening. Because, yeah, he bought the United spot.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the third team, pro team confirmed.
Yeah.
Out of 16. We have 16 pro teams, 8 big ones, and only 3 have confirmed. Or 4 have confirmed, because 100 Thieves has confirmed that they are not.
Yeah, so 3 are going to be participating. 1's already dropped out.
Yeah. So, but 4 teams of the top 8 confirmed.
Dude, I might actually get pissed off if fucking Gen G ends up getting a franchise spot.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. They were top 2 team.
Fucking dropped a fucking goose egg at the champs. Like, were you stoned? Like, what the fuck happened? Where's that interview? I want to see that interview be like, yo, what the fuck were you guys doing?
Hey, shit happens, bro. Sometimes shit happens.
I guess so. I mean, I just wouldn't expect that from a tier 2 team. Like, I expect a one loss and be like, fucking snap back, let's get back to work.
Or expect a one loss to be to like 100 Thieves or Optic. Like you know, when you're consistently number 2, when that's your team, you should not be losing unless you're playing a top 4 team.
Yeah. Especially with their year where they were consistently number 2, that
all year.
In my mind, that tells me they're not a very emotional team. Like, they're very organized, focused, they have strategy. I would definitely argue that Optic and 100 Thieves are very emotional teams. Where, like, if their morale is high, they fucking perform. Once they start losing, their morale sinks and then their performance tanks.
Yes, they can be very much like that. United can also be very much like that.
Yeah. So, yeah. I really would like to know what that was. Like, was that just fatigue? Were they, like, overtraining themselves? Or it's just...
I don't know. And I think that one of the even crazier things about that
were the amateur teams just that good?
I don't think the AM teams were just that good. I truly don't know. You would need to talk to one of the guys, but I think one of the crazier things about that is that literally 2 or 3 weeks prior, they were the second best team.
Yeah.
And then they were the 32nd best team. How do you drop 30 spots in 2 weeks?
Yeah, you dropped 30 spots
with no changes or anything. Nobody made roster changes.
No.
Aside from like maybe a couple mid-table teams, but like no big players made changes. United was the same team. Optic was the same team.
I'm telling you, man, it's that altitude fatigue.
Yeah, phase and like, I don't know, dude. They're both in warm places. One was in Miami, one was LA. Just doesn't make a lot of sense, man.
Just to riff on some like silliness. Have you been following the Minecraft series that Courage is doing with Syndicate?
Yes.
It's one of the funniest series I've ever seen.
It is fucking hilarious. It is so fucking funny.
Yeah, these guys are fighting each other.
Dude, the part where like Maven is trying to like organize his cows, I was fucking dying.
So yeah, Maven
has an underground base with there was like fucking 30 cows in there.
Yeah, he had 30 cows all fenced in.
Yeah.
And then
he tried to feed them and like breed them.
He was constantly feeding them and mating them and breeding them.
Yeah.
And
he opened the fence.
He opened the fence to let one out, and they all came out. And he's trying to put them back in, but they're all like
staring at Jack.
They're all staring at Jack, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And he just went on a massive killing spree. No. And then even Jack was like, "I'm scared."
Oh, dude, yeah.
Well, that
playing Minecraft is
that, and like literally the previous fight that they had, the video of the war versus Syndicate begins. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Like, Syndicate just kept like sneak attacking Jack. Jack would get pissed off, and he eventually grabbed a bucket of lava and threw it at him.
Yeah. Which leads me into a question, Matt. I don't know when, but I'm convinced that I can get the trio from PlayStation onto Xbox to possibly start a Minecraft server. Would you be able to get your Xbox...
the Xbox Duo to join and make a $5
to run a 5-man Minecraft series that we play a couple times a week or once a week or some shit?
I would be down for like a Minecraft Monday.
Yeah, I'm down to do some shit like that.
Where like we all just like we start a server.
Obviously, you need to talk to your people. I'll talk to because here's the thing.
I love we have your people and my people.
One of my people is down. The other one's gonna need some work, but I'm pretty confident I can get it done.
Do you really need? We could do the 4.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing.
Like, is he that interested in it though?
Here's the thing.
Like, I know
I can sell it to him if we're all there because he wants to do PvP shit. right?
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is, or what my vision of this is all 4 of us go in, and more than likely, the 4 of us are gonna stick close. And then there's gonna be like, he's gonna be like the Syndicate, where he's gonna be like off on his own. He's gonna start learning how to do shit, and then he's gonna attack us.
Do you think?
At some point.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're gonna be playing Minecraft the way we would normally just play Minecraft,
Yeah.
with the possibility of getting assassinated by somebody who's just roaming around being a snake.
An actual like person, Herobrine, because they have Herobrine, but Herobrine is very random and I think he's only on PC. So like actually have a player that like could potentially kill you at any moment. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So I think
We'd also obviously play
on
on hardcore as well, just to add the additional risk of like a zombie can fucking kill you.
Like the hard mode?
Hard mode, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we're making it difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, just seeing all the Minecraft shit that's happening now because Fortnite is dead.
But even a lot of like major Destiny streamers are playing Minecraft right now.
Yeah, dude, it's just with all like, if you like, because I was obviously watching, and I'm like, man, Minecraft is so fun. But I've played so much Minecraft by myself or with like one person.
Yeah.
That like it kind of loses its appeal.
It gets dull.
Yeah.
It gets tedious. It gets repetitive.
There's a bunch of us all on the same server at the same time all the time.
I literally had a server with my buddy and one other guy. And there was one day where I just decided I was going to build a giant penis statue behind one guy's house. And like they were all off like in mines and stuff. And I just kept grabbing dirt and made a 3-dimensional penis behind this guy's house. And he just comes back.
What?
By the way, circumcised.
Okay, yo, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
And he comes back and it's like 16 blocks taller than his house. So like all you see is just the knob end over his roof. And he's like, "What the fuck you do to my house?"
But yeah, I think
I set a guy's house on fire once. I could even be the shit disturber.
Well, yeah, no, we can all kind of do that shit.
Yeah.
But in order to sell it to that one mutual friend of ours who's not into it, I feel like it's way easier to sell it that way.
If you think you can sell it, do it. I'm just saying.
I'll talk to my people and then we'll talk.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I can definitely get him to join us, and we could definitely.
But would you guys be able to put aside the grind to play Minecraft?
I'd hope so.
Okay, I'm just saying. Because
like my thing has always been like, yes, I appreciate the grind, but I will not grind by myself. I need to be playing with a friend. I hate playing games by myself now. Oh jeez. I'll have to muffle that. Don't worry. But yeah, man, I can't play games by myself anymore.
No, I can't either.
It gets so depressing.
Yeah. I have one single player game that I play if nobody else is playing.
Yeah.
Like I legit have a single player game to play.
Yeah, to go on a small tangent here. So the idea that people think that people who game are antisocial, I cannot play games now unless I'm talking to you guys because I get bored and I'm like, fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm the same way now.
Yeah,
as we gotten older, it's way harder to play. Just to hop on and play. Like I need somebody.
So send that fucking soundbite to your politician who thinks that gamers are fucking loners that sit in their room all day and play by themselves. Yeah. They're wrong about that last bit.
Yeah. We definitely sit in our rooms all day.
Yeah.
This weekend, my sleep schedule was pretty fucked, so I was not like.
Actually, mine was okay.
I was kind of tired, and because I didn't do anything besides play games, I felt it in my body, where I was like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
I need to do something." But that never happened to me when I was younger. That's getting older kind of thing.
No, and I'm trying to get better at that too, man, because like I've been fucking feeling off lately. So
lately, like what do you mean lately though?
Lately, as in the last fucking 2 years.
Oh Jesus! Yeah. That's not lately, bro. That is a percentage of your life.
Yeah. But
dude, that's like 2% of your life, or 10% of your life. Just under. That's like 8% of your life, dude. 2 whole years. Jesus. I don't want to know what's going through your mind. Now you're scaring me.
Oh, my, yeah. That would have its own separate fucking episode. It'd be a 10-hour episode of just deep diving into Matt's mind, and you'd just be scared.
If I told you some of the dreams I've had, you'd be like, what did you do before you went to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some that are so broken. Or like, dude, I woke up and I was like, I need to do some serious changing in my life if these are my dreams.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucked. Yeah. Dark thoughts.
Dark thoughts.
Dark thoughts.
Yeah.
Dark scenes. Dark scenes in my mind that I visually saw. And I was like, this can't be healthy.
But yeah, no, I'd be 100% down to a Minecraft.
All right, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, talk to your people. I'll talk to my people, and then I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Off air, because nobody gets. And then you know, Minecraft streams are killing it. There you go.
Well, Minecraft has always been consistent. I don't know when people thought Minecraft fucking died. Minecraft.
Well, no, I'm saying like now, all like these huge.
I just know that once they get rid of the mechs, these Fortnite people are just gonna go back.
Well, yeah. But then there you go. There's a space, a void people are going to be waiting for.
I would like to see some of the bigger guys who take the balls to be like, you know what? Until you can like make a statement that you're not going to be dropping random shit without consulting your major content creators, I wouldn't go back.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that though.
I just hate that it's so blatantly obvious that that Epic Games.
You know what, dude? Just blame EA. Fuck it. Nobody likes them anyway.
Well, I'm just so used to blaming EA. That's why that came out. But it's just so blatantly obvious that Fortnite is intentionally adding shit disturbing stuff so that new people can have a chance to win. Mm-hmm. And to make your hardcore fan base hate the game, but negative attention is still attention. So now the game has all of these videos on YouTube of like, fuck the max, fuck the max, fuck the max. By the end of the day, they're all Fortnite videos.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that does kind of bother me, but at the same time,
we now live in a society...
The only people that can stop that are the creators.
Yeah, we now live in a society where if you want to fight back against a decision, you either don't provide them with content, or you don't give them your money.
Yeah, well, and they don't even take money. It's a free game. They stop buying skins, but who's going to do that?
Yeah, but like this idea of like, and it's always started with the news. Like the news is always talking about the shit that happens in the world. Like I guess there was another fucking shooting in Texas last week.
Not surprised.
But like, fucking CNN will talk about it for 4 fucking hours. At least they were talking about it the whole time I was with my mom yesterday. Mm-hmm. Went to go visit my mom. She had the TV on in the living room, but I wanted to watch there was like a Harry Potter series going on, mm-hmm. where they're showing all the movies. So I put CNN in the small TV screen in the kitchen. I shit you not, I was there from probably 3 o'clock. I think I left at 11. They were talking about the same fucking 2 things of news. They were talking about the hurricane and they're talking about the shooting. Mm-hmm. That whole fucking time.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So if you just cut that time in half, you dedicated half of the time to a fucking mass murderer. Don't give him any fucking attention. Be like, this happened. We're addressing the situation.
Here's the thing, though.
Because there's some psychopaths out there that think that that's going to be their 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah, 100%.
is fucking committing these crimes.
But here's the thing.
I appreciate they didn't give out his name though. So that's a start.
How do you tell a privatized company that's incentivized by profit not to put out that content? Even though it's negative, that's what's selling. They've done the algorithms, they've done all this stuff. They know what sells is negative news. That is why major news networks mainly display negative news.
Well, there used to be a time where the news just only told the news, but the news decided that they were going to go public and that their income would be earned by ratings. Mm-hmm. And there was literally like a notorious quote from a newscaster that I can't remember who it was, but basically said, "So, ladies and gentlemen, I got some good news and bad news. The good news is yesterday we got high ratings. The bad news is we got high ratings.
Yeah.
Which means now we're only going to talk about the stuff in the news that gives us the highest ratings and not what actually happens."
Yeah. But like, going back to how that relates to video games, you're saying like those content creators need to stop putting up shit about the mech. How are you going to tell Jack to not release that clip when that clip of, or that video of him getting pissed off about the mech, I'm pretty sure it's on there. The Rage Quits Fortnite.
This one.
How many views does it have?
453,000 views.
So he monetized that video and it's got 453,000 views. How are you going to tell Jack that he can't make money off of that content? Well, he's going to make money off of it.
I appreciate what Jack did here. He said screw this and played one Minecraft video. I thought, okay, he's going to play Minecraft for like 1 or 2 streams and then bounce back.
Yep.
But he's been playing it now for almost 2 weeks straight.
Yep. Pretty much exclusively.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And like, yeah, power to him. But like, you're not going to tell a content creator, like, it wouldn't make sense for a content creator to not release that content about him getting pissed off about them adding the mech to try to show Epic a point, because then he's losing out on money too. Why would he lose out on money when Fortnite's not losing out on money? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some give and take, and as a content creator, you're gonna be like, yo, fuck that, dude. I'm trying to get mine. I'm trying to make my money.
But case in point here. Let me see here. What is these videos? Because he's got one video related to the mechs. He's gotten killed by mechs in other videos, but I don't think he's officially...
No, but I think he was still playing with the assumption that Epic's gonna see through all the content and all the creators how much they dislike it and how broken it actually is and remove it. And I thought, like, even personally, I thought it was gonna be done pretty quickly, but it wasn't. Even Tim's video, Courage Rage Quits Fortnite, he's got 200 and some thousand views on that.
Yeah.
The 5th one in there. Yeah.
Well, he's got that one and he's got this one. The mech with no monitor on. I'm surprised that has fucking less viewers. Because that's such an insane video.
But that could just be Tim's YouTube audience isn't as large.
No, but I'm just saying in comparison to his other videos. Like the one...
Oh yeah, no, he does have a
140, 141... But like, that's a pretty viral video to fucking get mech kills without even your monitor
Yeah,
on.
but it was also a Twitter clip, and I think a lot of people saw it there, and they were like,
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, fair point. Because like the monitor thing actually happens very early on in the video. I actually want to talk about that because that kind of applies to me with my YouTube. Because like I'm making this montage video, and I showed you it.
Good.
It's pretty good. It might be one of the best videos I've made so far. No. Because I've been... Oh, yeah.
No.
What do you think?
That fucking pizza video where you edited in the fucking... all that shit. I was dying laughing. That's your best clip video.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Overall, I haven't seen any of your other, like, huge videos. I don't know if you've done any, like, big...
YouTube, I'm still learning. Like,
yeah. That's all a learning process.
At first, I was just taking my Instagram clips and uploading them there. I don't know if people really watch 1-minute videos on YouTube.
No. Probably not.
There was one where I uploaded us playing Division for the first time.
When I got stuck in the door?
That clip, yes. But then I also just uploaded the whole stream.
Oh, yeah.
And that got a little bit more views. So I thought, okay, maybe... Because I know some streamers just basically make their YouTube their stream dump. Where they take their whole stream and just dump it on YouTube so that people who missed it can watch it there.
Yep.
I feel like if your audience is big enough, sure, that works. But I can't as just...
someone trying to grow.
I can't
trying
just...
to sell 4 hours of content in a video. Or whatever, 4 or more, who knows?
So then I was like, okay, well, fuck, maybe I gotta I gotta try to, because like basically what it looks like now is a lot of these people.
A lot of streamers stream and then take chunks of the stream out and make those videos.
Yeah, make
and
those
then just
videos.
get those edited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna complain that fuck I don't have time to edit it and I can't pay for an editor. Of course, I'm fucking new.
Yeah.
I'm new to this. I can't pay for a fucking editor. So yes, I gotta take my time and make my own videos. But like, it's so disappointing that like YouTube has this arbitrary 10-minute video duration where if you have a video that's not more than like 10 minutes and 15 seconds, you can't monetize it.
That is fucking crap.
Because they didn't want...
Because they can't throw as many mid-rolls in it and stuff that they want or whatever?
No, because they don't want the viral hits to make... They didn't want any one-hit wonders to make fucking money, which is stupid.
At the end of the day, it's eyeballs on your platform. What would it fucking matter?
Yeah.
I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me.
And like that can only work for certain content creators, because you can't tell me that a music video that's 5 minutes long cannot be monetized.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So that has to be only exclusively
that might be negotiated though.
Because they're big companies.
Yeah. Because they're bigger brands or bigger names or whatever. Like you could probably negotiate. Like I'm sure there's some big content creators like that might make a 8-minute video and there's no way that big content creator is gonna be like, there's no fucking way this is not being monetized.
Yeah. I just think it's bizarre, dude. And so like that's why I don't know if you've ever really complained about it, but like I've noticed some people's videos, not the bigger streamers, but some of the more in-betweeners, or people who take other streamers' clips and re-upload them. What they'll do is they'll title it like, this thing happens. This thing happens in the first, either in the first 2 minutes of the video
or the last 2
minutes of the video, and there's just a bunch of fluff in the middle.
Yeah, there's just gameplay in the middle or whatever.
That's what's become of this like forced time restriction on monetization, is that they're now putting fluff in. So like the reason why I'm bringing this up is that my montage video right now is like 9 minutes and 10 seconds, and it's hard edited in my opinion. Hardly any fluff, because I basically took a song and cut clips to follow the beat of the song. So like every time like a drum went boom, that's when I wanted to get the shot in. So like I was trying to sync up my gameplay to the song. So like there's not that much fluff, and arguably yes, I get maybe 15 viewers on my video after like 3 weeks. And that's usually where it sits after that. So yeah, I'm not gonna make any money on that video, but like, should I, as a young content creator, be intentionally making all my videos 10 minutes so that in the possibility years down the road that my popularity spikes and all my old videos get watched again? Do I have to intentionally make all my videos 10 minutes with the hopes that in the next 5 years my popularity booms, my viewership on those old videos boom, and then I make money off it?
I mean, imagine a lot of people think like that. I personally don't think like that.
Well, I don't.
You would invest, like, the investment of your YouTube should be considered more long term than short term right now.
I'd rather make a 5-minute video that gets more attention than a 10-minute, 15-second video just so I can monetize it.
That's what I'm saying. Like right now, money isn't the value. Exposure is your biggest value. So if stuff's not monetized right now, I would not worry about it personally.
No, and that's
because I think my brain thinks long-term growth as opposed to like just short-term game.
That's pretty much is my decision. Is like, it's tempting because my video is 9 minutes 5 seconds.
I mean, if it was close, I would go over. But I mean, like, if you have to add too much bullshit, like, then I wouldn't.
I just don't see any worth in it. Like, I have to add an end screen, which is going to add 20 seconds. And then I'm going to, because now all of my logo stuff is finalized, I can put like a little opening thing, but that is usually like 5 seconds. So my video so my video is only going to be like 9 minutes 30 seconds. Which I think is perfect. So
Yeah, I would say in between, like around the 10-minute mark is probably the most ideal, up till about 15.
Yeah.
If you have a video that's longer than that, unless you're like a big name or the thing you're talking about is like a hot topic, hot take,
Yeah.
I would assume the YouTube views die off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like 15 minutes is usually the benchmark of where people want to be.
Yeah.
In between 10 and 15.
You know what's funny? Because I had literally like probably 5-6 hours of footage. I was like, fuck, if this thing ends up being like a 30-minute video, who's gonna watch it?
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, you know what? Let's make it a music video. And then from there, because basically what I did is I took the whole stream from Friday
And picked out your favorite moments and stuff.
and the PlayStation recordings that we did on Thursday,
Yep.
and basically took snippets of all of the kills.
Yep.
So I ended up having I basically ended up having like 30 to 45 minutes of video of just me getting kills.
Yep.
When I decided to make it into a music video, I now had to take the best 4 minutes from that 45, and I think that made it better because like I was rewatching, I'm like, yeah, that kill was pretty standard, delete it. I basically kept anything that was like either I got a 2-piece or I got a kill that I didn't even think I was ever gonna get.
Yep.
Stuff like that. So like I think it'd be good, and like I kind of agree with you that like I just want exposure to my channel.
Yes. That should
So
be the
I'm not
prime
gonna
goal.
I'm not gonna intentionally add fluff because that might discourage people from coming to my channel.
100%.
So yeah, no, definitely looking forward to it, man.
Man, all I fucking want is the beta to come out so I can play
Yeah.
fucking Call of Duty, man.
Well,
Trying to play Call of Duty right now is just, one, none of my friends want to play it because they're like, it's dead now. But
we basically
fuck, man.
we still have one more. We realistically will have one more podcast before we get exposure to the beta.
Yeah. And then it runs from the 11th, right? Or 12th to the 15th.
I think it's-
and then it takes a break, and then we get it again from like the 18th to the 22nd or some shit.
Oh, for real? I
think
thought
so.
I thought it was only from like the 11th to the 15th.
No, there's 2 days now, or 2 times now, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'll take a look for you, my friend. But yeah, basically, yeah, I just want this fucking beta to come up, man. I need to play some fucking Call of Duty.
Modern Warfare. Beta.
Yeah, it doesn't help that I'm on
Oh, that's why, because weekend 1 is PlayStation
just
exclusive.
PlayStation, yeah, and then
So-
the next one's everybody.
It goes from September 12th to the 13th. PlayStation gets early access.
Yeah,
And then from the 14th to
that's the weekend.
Yeah, from the 14th to the 16th, open beta, PlayStation.
Yes.
And then weekend 2 is all platforms from the 19th to the 23rd.
It says early access for Xbox and PC, but I'm wondering if we also get that early access.
Yeah, because we always had access. We had access since the 12th. So I imagine PlayStation users could probably jump in on the 19th and still be able to play.
Yeah, so that's what, Thursday, 19th?
Yeah. By the way, this is classic Activision.
What?
So why so many random exclusivity dates?
Well, they're exclusive to PlayStation because Call of Duty is technically exclusive
Yes,
to PlayStation.
I understand. Give it to your PlayStation people 2 days early, and then have it open to everybody after.
Well, no, that's just PS4.
Yeah,
We get it a week before.
we get it a week before everybody.
Yeah. So we get, September 12th to the 16th, just us.
But wait, so yeah, maybe from the 19th
Oh,
to the
that's
20th.
just Xbox PC. So because it says it right there on the left side.
Yeah,
If you look at the PlayStation one, it says we get it from the September 12, 13, and then 14 to 16, and 21 to 23. So then the 19, 20, that's
It's just
just Xbox PC. So they're probably they're
probably just stress testing.
testing the servers.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's still not bad. We get
We get a lot more time than they do.
Yeah.
Xbox and PC get it for 4 days. We get it for fucking whatever that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, and they get it for 4.
Yeah.
So we get double the amount of time.
Well, actually, speaking of associates, I'm pretty sure my associate is getting it on PlayStation.
For real?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't really think it matters this year, does it? Because if we could technically still play together, we would just have to be in game chat.
Either game chat or we go all
Discord
hop on
something.
Discord.
Yeah.
It'd be more convenient if we were all just on the same console.
Yeah, it'd definitely be easier, but I mean, he now knows, like, we're not going anywhere. It's where we're going to be.
Yeah, definitely not this year.
No, yeah, we don't know what the future's going to hold. Dude, we didn't even know what this year's going to be like. Fuck.
I think we should title this podcast "What is Gonna Happen."
Yeah, Trent is scared.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much a wrap. I don't have anything else much to say otherwise. Yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll have another podcast out next week. Hopefully we get some more news on Call of Duty Esports. Maybe they'll announce the rest of the teams, because right now we only have...
When was the last day? Dude, don't they have to sign players by September 3rd? Wasn't that the date you read me last time?
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah. They're obviously not going to meet that. I never understood why you have to assign all your people before your game is even released.
That scares me even more. That we're this close to the date when stuff's supposed to be finalized and we have information of not even half of what is to be expected.
Yeah, I think the dates that were on that Reddit post we're just gonna have to ignore. I think the most important thing was like the actual like content on like how it was gonna run. Like the dates, I think they had to have been arbitrary, because like you can't tell me now that in the next day they're gonna announce the other 2 teams and that all those teams are gonna have players drafted.
Well, players can be signed under the radar without our knowledge.
Yeah,
players could be signed with orgs right now that we don't know about, that the information hasn't been released because the team has not yet found a place where the team is going to compete.
But yeah, you could assume that like since Houston picked up EU, that all those players that were on the EU team are going to be on that team.
They need subs too, though, right?
But they need 2 more people. Yeah, because you need minimum 7. Oh fuck, I don't know.
But I thought I was fucking going bald before.
Yeah,
I'm not even involved in this shit. Stresses me out.
I don't know. Let's give it a week and see if we get any more updates, and then maybe we'll be just slightly less terrified. Yeah. And then I think I'm still going to be terrified anyways.
I'm terrified.
But
and we'll holler back at you.
So till then, keep up with us on Twitter and Instagram. It's all Random Nades. Random Nades Pod on Twitter, Random Nades on Instagram.
Or Random Nades Pod on Instagram too, I think, right?
Either way, it's all gonna be. It's
either Random Nades or Random Nades Pod.
Either way, it's all linked up there. So, thank you guys very much for stopping by. And until then, we'll see you on the next episode of the Random Nades Podcast. Boom! See ya.